Folks, welcome to the Memorial Stadium post-game press room. I'm Jimmy Cavanaugh, joined by Sean Nash, sitting in what is actually a pleasant afterglow following directly Indiana's 73-35 walloping of Indiana State. That doesn't sound like a football score or a basketball score. It just sounds like some numbers put next to each other. But in reality, IU just beat these guys up. It was kind of impressive.
Oh, absolutely. The first half, it was just ridiculous. Everyone in the press box was looking here, which I should mention is a lot cooler than it was during game time. And we thought legitimately IU could reach 100 points at one point in this game. They had 42 points less than 20 minutes into the game, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. There was one point where they had 59 points on 52 offensive plays, which is pretty nice. Shane went on a punt return for a touchdown. They had some points here and there that weren't like traditionally generated. But make no mistake, these guys were on point, and they scored a lot of points, and they just really looked like a legitimate football team doing it, which was very welcome to see, especially compared to the opener last year.
And not just on the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball looked a lot stronger this year. Yes, they gave up, I believe, 28 points were credited to them, but still a lot stronger effort. Guys swarming the ball, a bunch of freshmen, 6 true freshmen seeing time in the first half before the game really got out of hand, even more out of hand, I should say. Darius Latham played well, recorded his first sack of his career. Antonio Allen, he made a couple of mistakes, but played well in the secondary. And Tim Bennett, not a freshman, but good to see him step up because IU is going to need great defensive backs if they want to legitimately play for a bowl game this season.
Now, I said coming in, the key to this game was going to be seeing how they handled Shakir Bell and what they did against him. Now, Shakir Bell didn't play in the second half. He sustained a separated shoulder and will not be playing necessarily next week. Now, Bell had 113 yards, I believe, something like that. You have the
I've got the stats right here. That's why. 113 yards.
Well, I'm just good, aren't I?
Yes.
Well, anyway.
You're a wizard.
He had 113 yards. 45 of them came on one carry. One carry where he basically bounced it outside, made something out of nothing, which he has a habit of doing. Outside of that, Indiana played them extraordinarily well. George Cheeseborough, great name, MVP there, came in for him. Ran the ball a few times, not effectively, 2.2 yards a carry. When Bell went out, their offense was done. So I take a lot of it with a grain of salt. But that being said, the defense did much better against Indiana State than they did last year, just based on what it was. Every point that Indiana State scored after their initial touchdown was a garbage time score because IU raced to a lead, never looked back. Their offense was so much more capable than it was this time last year.
Absolutely, and another statistic on Bell, I believe, other than the 45-yard run, his longest was 9 yards. He would dance around a lot, would make guys miss, but really wouldn't go anywhere with those. So IU did a good job surrounding him and getting 2-3 guys to grab onto him and drag him down every time he touched the ball.
Yeah, I think we've said a lot about the defense, and that's because the defense this year will dictate how far this team can go. I've said numerous times that I believe this is the second best offense in the Big Ten. Ohio State's a national championship contender right now, and I don't think anybody else measures up to what we have right here in Bloomington, which is really weird to say. But the defense is going to need to step up and do things. They need to play even better than they did tonight. And I think they have the players to begin doing that.
And 73 points is 73 points. It doesn't matter who you're playing. IU's only seen this kind of offense, better offense, once in the entire history of IU football. They scored 76 points back
in 1901.
Was it 1901?
Not to steal your thunder.
Not to steal my thunder, but it's been a while since they played this well.
At that point
And they
was in
could
the
have
mid-40s.
scored more. They took a knee in the red zone with a minute and a half left.
Yeah, and here's my thing. If I'm Kevin Wilson, I'd take a timeout right there, go to the middle of the field, and give the gladiator thumbs up or down. And the fans were bloodthirsty. They started chanting, "We want 80."
Screaming, "Are you not entertained?" is what he should have done.
Yes, Brett Bielema would be ashamed of you, Kevin Wilson. Shameful.
He should have let it run down to 1 second and then thrown a touchdown pass.
Yes.
I mean, Indiana State wasn't playing defense at that point. You could have easily scored. Nice little slant pass, 18 yards.
Anyway. Where were we? We were talking about the offense, which was incredibly impressive.
We haven't talked about the quarterbacks yet. We're almost 5 minutes in.
Okay, let's talk about the quarterbacks. Roberson, Sudfeld, the two main guys. Roberson got the start. Sudfeld played most of the game. I think you predicted this, actually.
I feel good about my prediction because my score prediction was way off. That was done. That was done
by the first
20
half.
minutes. 20 minutes into the game, but Roberson got a bruise on his ribs. Nothing too serious. Coach Wilson's still saying he doesn't know
played
who's
very well when he was in there. Roberson didn't do anything to be pulled. I mean, he had the offense.
66% of his completions were for touchdowns tonight.
That'll work.
So his official stat line here. Let me
He
look
threw
at
6 passes, completed 3 of them, 2 for touchdowns, 75 yards.
71. A little off on your stats
sorry.
there.
My bad.
But Sudfeld coming in, other than that one little blemish of it, so he technically threw 5 touchdown passes because Indiana State benefited from one of those. But but over 200 yards passing, 12 completions, 17 attempts, and 4 touchdowns. Pretty good day for Mr. Sudfeld as well.
Yeah, and Sudfeld fits right in with what this offense, I think, likes to do. A lot of people have made this observation. Chief among them, Dr. Galen Claudio of CrimsonCast.com. Shot you a plug. There we go.
He'll appreciate that.
Yeah, Kevin Wilson talked about it being a democracy among the coaching staff, who they elect to go with at the quarterback position, and said that he actually did not vote for him, and he said that he couldn't say who he voted. Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here and
Should have told us.
I'm going to say that he didn't vote for Cam Kaufman. I don't want to speculate, but I
So he voted for Nate.
I think he voted for Nate because
Purdue?
I don't think
Boudreaux?
I don't think it's Boudreaux.
Boudreaux.
I don't think it was
It's tough
him.
pronunciation.
The Boudreaux era got off to a magnificent start.
He
I
got
hope
to
that
kneel
he's
in the red zone.
Yeah, he's
he's
basically the
college
IU
experience.
He's the IU football Taylor Ware. We've never lost a game where we've seen him play. It's great. Anyway, where were we? We were talking about Nate Sudfeld and how he fits perfectly into what this offense likes to do. He's got a huge arm. Dropped a couple right in the basket. Nick Stoner, Kofi Hughes went up and got one. Your boy Kofi. He did
Cathedral
big
High
things.
School represent.
Yeah, the offense fired on all cylinders, and there were points, especially when Sudfeld was in there, where it looked too easy, and it was against Indiana State. They were not ready, and I think IU's going to need to continue to do that against decent competition if they want to have a chance to win a good number of games this year.
I tweeted it out during the game, and it was eerily similar how after Trey went out, Nate, for the first part of the game, they basically mirrored each other. I mean, the first touchdown pass that Roberson throws, it's that 18-yard drive. IU gets the great starting position because ISU's punter takes a knee.
That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I've never seen
that before.
Yeah, I've never seen that at all. I've never seen someone get called for having 2 guys with the same number. IU getting called for.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, 2 number 40s, Antonio Allen, and I'm not sure who else wears number 40 on the roster.
Wow, that's cool, I guess.
But yeah, that's what the one call was for. And then, but anyway, Trey's second pass is that 43-yard pass to Shane. Then Nate comes in, has that 15 yards to work with, throws a 9-yard touchdown pass to Bolster, which was who Roberson threw his first one to, and then his second touchdown pass is a 44-yard bomb to Stoner. I thought that was kind of weird how that worked out, how basically there was no way we were going to get an answer on who the quarterback is of this team.
There was no way we were going to get a quick football game either. This lasted a long time. It started right around 7, ended right about 11. I mean, there was a lot of football to be had and a lot of time to play it in. I think that's the main takeaway here. Indiana State was not at the level of IU. You throw in the backups, they throw in their backups, and you're running it down their throats. I don't think there's too much you can take away. You said there's more negative when we were talking about this before. There's more negative to take away from this game than there is positive. But you look at 73 points. I don't care who it's against. They've never scored more points than that at Memorial Stadium. No team has ever scored more points than that at Memorial Stadium. It's great to take that away from Lee Corso's defense that gave up 69 to Nebraska back in the 70s. An Indiana football team has now got that record. It's a good place to be.
Absolutely. Like I said, there was less upside entering this game than there would ever be as Sam Daywick pops her head in.
Can we have a cameo? Sam, come back here. Look at this. This is great. Okay. Sam's just walking away big leaguing us.
That's fine.
We don't even care.
She's big time now.
Oh,
she was on
goodness.
Big Ten Network today.
Where were we? What are we talking about here?
I don't know. I've lost my train
Let's
of
go to
thought.
final thoughts. Let's just go with that. It's past midnight. We're both a little punchy. Final thoughts, Sean.
Final thoughts. We haven't mentioned his name yet. Tevin Coleman.
Oh my goodness, he is a beast.
You've
Tevin
been
Coleman.
you've been just
Oh,
energetic, and I've never seen you like this for the past hour.
This dude, that dude, Kevin Coleman.
You've said bloodthirsty and Tevin Coleman in the same sentence
He's
multiple times.
Bloodthirsty
tonight.
velocity running back. That's all. Tevin Coleman. He's that dude. He's
Talking
basically
to
the Highlander.
talking to him, I asked him about what it felt like to start. I mean, he had 12 carries, 144 yards, or 14 carries, averaged 12 yards a carry. Didn't care that he was starting.
Yeah.
He just seemed angry.
Yeah.
So I walked away slowly.
Yeah. Average 12 yards a carry, only had 14. Kevin Wilson joked to his poor play calling on that part because he should have seen the ball more. I think he's going to set the league on fire. He's going to set the world on fire. Tevin Coleman, remember the name. Thoughts on Navy next week because, well, I won't be here, but you'll be in this seat and you'll be talking about what might be an interesting game. I think IU's going to come out and try and play well against Navy, a team that they narrowly lost to last year, and they're playing them at Memorial Stadium this time.
Well, I mean, looking at Navy, we said this is where we're going to really learn more about how good this IU defense has improved over the offseason. Navy comes in with that option run. They like to run no huddle. They'll still take their time, but keeping IU from making substitutions as much as possible. Defense is going to have to be ready, make quick substitutions to get guys rotated. They rotate a lot tonight on the defensive line. May not be able to do so as much next week.
Folks, we've given you a lot to chew on. It's not nearly as long as the football game, so hopefully this is decent. Sean, we didn't get the chance to lambaste the fans for leaving after halftime. You'll get to that next week, I'm sure, because it happens every week.
They're on blast
IU
now.
football fans. Sean Nash is
I'm taking
on
picks.
blast.
I'm taking picks every single quarter now. See how big this crowd gets. Look good second quarter, very poor fourth quarter.
Yeah. Room to improve, just like IU football, and it's a positive start in both ways. That's all the time we have. For Sean Nash, I'm Jimmy Cavanaugh. Good night. Travel well, folks. Thanks for watching, and for goodness sakes, don't make Tevin Coleman angry. You'll only regret it later.